Welcome back, and if you're new, thanks for stopping by. So, it was inevitable, I broke the sledge. But the good news is, it actually looks worse than it is. I just took this all apart so I could fix it. So, none of the suspension or linkages or drive shafts are broken. Well, technically. What actually broke, and I'm gonna have to pull it off here, is, well, I'll show you what broke first. We lost the screw, a little piece of metal. We lost the screw in here, and then this guy decided it was gonna spin around and absolutely annihilate the gear back here. If I can get... So here's the gear. It's dirty because I need to clean that out. But anyway, if you just look, you can tell it's got completely chewed up. And I'm assuming when the pinion in here was coming loose, it came loose, rattled around, and just took chunks out of this gear. So this gear is bad, needs to be replaced. Front one's fine. So I have front wheel drive. I can still drive it, but you know, gonna have to get this, and there's no parts at my local hobby store, so I'm waiting on that right now. So in the meantime, and I've already checked the diff itself. The diff is fine. This is the only thing I need to replace. So what I'm gonna need to do is clean this all up, clean the inside of the diff, and I'm actually going to put the front in the rear because the front is a lot easier to take apart than the rear. And might as well see what it's like to drive two-wheel drive with this, since they'll probably never make a two-wheel drive Sledge. So let me get that all apart, this cleaned out, and then we'll throw that in the rear. Alright, just reinstalling the front diff. You can see no drive shaft here. I do have the gear in here just because I need something to spin the axles here, but it should stay in there and not bounce around once I have all this tightened. Alright, front's back together. Now I need to get the center differential and the rear differential in now. This is going to be a little tricky, but I think I can do it. here's Sledge all put back together. Luckily, I didn't lose any hardware. I was able to put it all back in the correct places, so good news there. As you can see, no drive shafts, so we're going to test it out to see if this will perform at all, rear wheel drive. I don't think it's going to handle very well. It's probably going to wheelie a lot, so we'll see what happens. So diff is now on the rear from the front. I put the rear in the front here just so the axles have something to hang on to, or they'd be flopping around. I could probably take them off over at the hub side, but I didn't feel like doing it. So this is where we're at. We're gonna go ahead and give this a shot, see how it performs rear wheel drive. Well, it was a lot of fun checking this out as a two-wheel drive. Honestly, I prefer it as a four-wheel drive, so well, you already know it went back to four-wheel drive. It just didn't get any traction with the rear tires. It took corners very sharply, but if you didn't catch it or counter steer, it would just spin out. And I'm still hearing some weird noise coming from the rear, so maybe that gear I put in there, it didn't look the best, so maybe that's causing it. Or I didn't put enough grease, but I know that is proper grease to use. Others use that, and it works quite well. So once those parts come in, well, so that's pretty much it. And we can understand why Traxxas didn't make a two-wheel drive Sledge. So you can try it out yourself. Honestly, it was fun for about 5 minutes doing donuts, trying to do counter steering. Probably a lot better than my camera work, but still, it was worth trying out. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you know where to leave them. Also, if you could do things over here, I'd really appreciate that. I thank you all for stopping by. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and take care.